probably 24 to 36 months out, which affords us an opportunity to maintain our contact with them and stay well in front of them and stay well with them in their journey as they make those decisions, and assist them any way that we can to make sure that they stay here. Project Circle, that is a national retailer, national restaurant, if you will, that has big plans for the Kansas City area. I believe they want to open somewhere between 30 and 60 new sites within the next 5 to 10 years. We're definitely on their radar. We sent them a very unique marketing piece, if you will, that I can assure you did not come from any other community. And I'll share that with you at some point, hopefully, as this project kind of comes into bloom. But we are on their radar. That project may actually not manifest until 2012, 2013, if you will, as they are looking at 25 to 60 new restaurants. They're going through this relatively slowly, but we're certainly on their radar, and I think our traffic counts on 350 are very favorable to them at this point. Additionally, since basically December 1st, our efforts on the economic development side of the staff has provided site selection assistance and resources to over 20 firms. Taking a step back, there are really three core assistance offerings for business retention and business attraction that we really provide. One being real estate site selection. I'm not a broker. I don't draw commission. I don't want to. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs or businesses will come to us, or we'll find them. They'll say, well, where can we go in Raytown? We assist them in working with the real estate community and identifying sites that are viable and best match their particular needs for those sites. Secondly would be incentive attainment or administration. We work with them to see what incentives are available. From a city standpoint, they may not need them. Oftentimes they don't. From a state standpoint, and as well as, and that's through the Missouri Department of Economic Development, as well as identifying what small business resources, if applicable. The third thing that we typically offer is simple ombudsman services, being a government liaison, if you will. Oftentimes, whether right, wrong, indifferent, actual, or simply perception-based, folks have a tendency to view government as being a somewhat cumbersome machination. It is our goal to assist them and walk them through city government to assure that it does run somewhat seamlessly. Again, over the past 90 days, we've conducted numerous site visits to out-of-town folks or regional folks looking for additional spaces. And we finally connected Raytown with the Kansas City Area Development Council, the Eastern Jackson County Economic Development Alliance, the Missouri Economic Development Council, and the Missouri Department of Economic Development. We've also worked with members of the council and legislative committee to do some lobbying efforts in Jeff City for a future transient guest tax, i.e. hotel tax, which would assist in our funding of economic development efforts and tourist efforts. We currently do not have a hotel. We're trying to put the puzzle pieces in place so that initiative moves forward as well. I would say that both of our lobbying efforts, we've kind of had several joint lobbying efforts throughout January and February, have gone very smoothly. I believe our request for a transient guest tax, or the opportunity to ask our citizens rather for a transient guest tax, is currently attached to Senate Bill 580, and I believe it will also highly likely be attached to an omnibus bill in the House, omnibus economic development bill in the House as well. It's basically our goal to establish a reliable system to promote the economic well-being of this community. I think we're getting there. We've done a lot in 90 days, in my opinion, anyway. And you know, one of the things we really have going for us that maybe a lot of communities don't at this point is essentially our history of traditionally being underserved. When dealing with retailers right now, what we're really seeing is they don't want to go places that are tremendously oversaturated. They want to compete as less as possible with the folks they usually bang heads with. So Raytown, you know, I hate to say it's a good thing, but right now we're getting a few more eyeballs on us than maybe some other communities simply because we've been underserved for so long. With that, I'll entertain any questions you may have.
Thank you. Very good. Alderman Hamilton.
Wow. I just want to say thank you. I'm impressed. It sounds like you've been quite busy and have generated lots of activity, and I look forward to hearing some closure maybe on some of these elements that you've illuminated for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Alderman Melson.
I appreciate this a lot. It's very nice to have something encapsulated that is being worked on, but also being shared with us, so we kind of know, and inevitably there's always that rumor flying around there, and somebody walks up and goes, "Oh, I hear da 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 da," and you kind of go, "Oh, really?" And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be able to have some factual information to say that there are different things that are going on and that we are pursuing this, type of thing. So I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate the process that you've gone through. On the project cleanup, you said that something about community something. It was
It would basically be a community amenity.
Oh, okay.
They would basically turn a presently blighted strip center, if
Right,
you will,
okay.
Into something much better that a lot of our residents would be able to enjoy.
I guess my hopeful thing was that you said community center, but I don't think that was it.
I think that's it. Alderman Mock, did you? Comment?
Yeah, who came up with all the anonymous names? I thought, wow. Yeah, especially it's a great shot in the arm to see what's going on right now. And, that's a year ago, did not hear anything at all till tonight. Tom, keep it up, okay? Thanks.
Thanks.
Any further comments there? I just want to say thank you for the great presentation. I imagine you can be in touch with some of our speakers that we had earlier tonight.
Absolutely.
And maybe tell them what their next step would be in their request for the coffee place.
Definitely.
That'd be fantastic. And
Great.